Welcome to The Good Side, a half hour of positive, feel-good, smile-on-your-face stories that'll leave you inspired. They're told by a team of passionate journalists from local newsrooms all across the country. How would you like to fly at 700 miles an hour? It takes a lot of teamwork, talent, and a ton of fearlessness. The Blue Angels always put on an incredible show in the sky. It's one we can all learn something from here on the ground. And a toddler inspires his dad to write a children's book. Questions from a 2-year-old lay the foundation for a deeper message from father to son.
Love and affection and kindness toward others is extremely important.
And later, Ferb finds his forever family. The senior pup proves the long wait was worth it. The Good Side starts right now. Hey there, I'm Debra Alfarone. For nearly 80 years, the Blue Angels have left crowds breathless with their amazing air acrobatics. Becoming one of these elite pilots is not easy, but even if you're not in the crew, you can still learn something from their mindset, and you're getting a never-before-seen view right from the cockpit.
First time you take off, you gotta push the I believe button.
How would you like to soar high in the sky with the Blue Angels? It's not easy. The selection process, the training, the schedule.
I fell in love with aviation at 4 years old. My dad took me to an air show, and I got to watch the Blue Angels fly for the very first time.
A new IMAX documentary lets you sit side by side in the cockpit with the elite crew's newbies as they train. You'll get a bird's eye view, literally, of what it's like to be up in the clouds.
I didn't want to film it in the way the audience, if you went to a show, could see it, like this.
Rock star director Paul Crowder says no camera has ever been this close up.
So we wanted to be at the camera level, we wanted to be in the cockpit.
And there are no second takes.
This year, we're bringing 5 new people into this team.
Something I never thought was actually going to happen.
It's 1 in a million.
Former Blue Angels leader Greg Wooldridge is the film's executive producer. What do you hope people walk away from this film with?
An understanding that what the Blue Angels do is incredibly challenging from a physical standpoint, a mental standpoint, an emotional standpoint. I want people to see that working together, you can accomplish just about anything. Throughout life, building trust is crucial to building confidence and being successful.
We go further together. It's a life lesson from up in the sky we can use here on the ground.
When you're flying 12 inches apart, everybody's lives are in each other's hands.
It's an eye-opener for how inherently dangerous this job is.
Ready, roll, hat.
Were there challenges, were there setbacks? And if the trust ever gets dinged, you can bring it back gradually and rebuild it, but it's something you have to work on every day through accountability, transparency.
Life lesson number 2, accountability and a commitment to excellence.
To make 6 jets fly as one. That's the Blue Angel magic.
Magic we can all find some inspiration in, no matter the heights we're shooting for.
I want people to be inspired by what they see so they can raise their level of performance. You know, they can achieve excellence. We get inspired by those that do amazing things.
All right, so you just saw how confidence and trust build a team as precise as the Blue Angels, but it's just as crucial to nurture those traits within ourselves. In Florida, prisoners are finding a sense of meaning and a path to healing through art. The Good Side's Brianna Shaw has a closer look at a program supporting their journey.
Thinking about my freedom based on this little flower.
Eddie Fordham says he was just a teenager when he was arrested and sentenced to life in prison. In that dark space, he found a light through art.
It opens your eyes up to an entire world, a skill or a talent you didn't even know that you had. You know, I could have gone down some really bad pathways trying to adjust to prison life.
But it wasn't easy to get supplies.
Nothing was ever allowed on the actual compound in the dorms. So if you had watercolors and color pencils or magic markers, those things were considered contraband.
Fordham spent 31 years in prison. Now released, he's glad to see a program like FSU's Institute making art more accessible and accepted.
All of this is made out of cardboard. All of these rivets are made out of cardboard and soap with a soap sculpture.
FSU professor Dave Gusak is leading the program designed to help people in prison process trauma and find a creative outlet.
Didn't have access to certain materials. He smuggled all the stones in from the yard. But people just don't have the right words to express their challenges and vulnerabilities. But you're also talking about an environment where any such disclosure of challenges and vulnerabilities may be taken advantage of.
Studies have shown a 53% drop in violent disciplinary reports from those who do art in prison.
And by accepting the art piece from them, we are in essence accepting them. And for some of these guys, some of these women, some of these people, that hasn't happened in a long time.
Gusak says the impact on mental health and emotional regulation is undeniable.
These are two of my son's paintings.
Julie McBride's son has been in prison for 15 years and is part of the program. She says it's giving him more than just a creative outlet.
I have seen his creativity flourish, his self-esteem, and most importantly, his empathy.
Next on The Good Side, her name is on the storefront and her business is the heart and soul of her community. Retire? No way. Why? When every day is a great day to be May. Meet this 95-year-old pillar of her community when we come back. You're watching The Good Side. Welcome back to The Good Side. This boutique in South Carolina has been in business for more than a century. It's only had 2 owners. Its most recent is May Buzzhart. She's run the shop since the 1960s, and she's just a few years from hitting the century mark herself. As The Good Side's Naomi Popa shows us, there are 2 keys to May's success: her father's common sense advice and the steady support of her community.
95-year-old May Buzzhart opens her business the same way at the same time every single day. Ready to work, picking stylish clothing, ironing them, and setting them out on display for her customers. Today she wears whatever she wants, but she remembers a time when a new dress was only a dream.
Father told me we can't afford inexpensive. We have to wait until we buy the best because we don't have much money.
May was born during the Great Depression. It's an experience she says has shaped the way she views her clothing store.
Being a little girl, I wanted all the little pretty dresses with all the little frills. And he said, we can't afford those. We'll have to wait and get a real nice dress. And that's what he did and taught me. And it's been wonderful that that has stayed with me in any purchase.
The boutique had a previous owner named Lana Etheridge who opened the shop in 1916. May became a frequent customer, so when Etheridge decided to sell, May had it on her heart to buy it and keep it running, making May and Etheridge the only 2 owners of a business that's been running for over 109 years.
And it's just wonderful to think that I have been able to work at this age. I'm so grateful for that every morning I can get up and know that I have a fun thing coming because I'm going to turn that key on that store and it's going to be a great day.
The building still has its 1900s charm, including the more than 100-year-old cash register that May uses every day. There's no reason to stop, according to May, not when the community rallies around you and helps you whenever they can.
And they're always asking to do, if you ever need anything, let me know. From so many of my people, they ask me that. And you just would not believe how much they do for me on every day.
When May opened up her shop, there were roughly 8 other dress shops on the same road. That's not the case today. She's the only one still standing from that time. North Oak Street now has a jewelry shop, restaurants, and men's clothing stores. Development that May says is good for the town of Batesburg-Leesville.
I think it's wonderful, and we're just so excited because we have several closed doors that have opened and more that are planning to open. They're making preparation, remodeling now.
Age is just a number for this fashionista, but as May says, fashion is forever.
But I never want to retire. I didn't want to retire when I was 65, and I certainly don't want to retire at 95 because I'm afraid I'd have a hard job applying for a job.
Oh, May. You never know when a spark of inspiration will stick. For a young entrepreneur in Maine, it started with a soap-making kit their mom bought her. Love Anna Gurin isn't even in high school yet, and she's already running a successful business. Her family kitchen serves as the headquarters for Lovey's Soap. Her friends nicknamed her Lovey, hence the name, and she knew she was onto something when she took a few bars of her soap to school and sold all of it.
As a parent, when your child picks up a hobby that they love doing, you support it. But to know other people that we don't even know are really enjoying her soaps, are giving her reviews on her Facebook page, and just asking for more, it's just very heartwarming to see people support her.
Well, this in-demand soap maker is learning how to keep up with customer demand, including an order for a wedding. She has a while to figure out her next career move, but she says she hopes to become a veterinarian one day. Love Anna still plans to make those soaps as a side gig, and by the way, lavender is her top-selling scent. Yeah, I would totally buy that. And while we're talking about relaxing scents, we could all use a reminder now and then to stop and smell the roses. There's a spot in Louisiana where that's really easy because roses are everywhere you look. Dave McNamara takes us to the American Rose Center, where beauty is always in bloom.
For the past 50 years, this sprawling flower garden near Shreveport has been the center of the American Rose Society. It's a place that promotes and shows off the beauty of blooming roses, from common to rare, in every color imaginable.
There's probably 100 different varieties of roses introduced every year. Some of them will make it. Some of them will become timeless roses.
Beth Smiley is the Rose Society's executive director. She says you can typically find 300 to 400 different varieties of roses growing and blooming here. There are about 6,000 rose bushes in a variety of garden settings, from small areas to large circular plantings that are the centerpiece of the 118-acre garden.
The first and second circle feature modern roses, 19th and 20th century. Those are modern. And then the third circle features the shrub class of roses. And then the fourth circle features our old garden roses.
The American Rose Society was founded in the 1890s in Pennsylvania and then ran a large garden in Ohio through much of the 20th century. But when the Rose Society needed a new home, land was donated near Shreveport, and the Rose Center moved to Louisiana in 1974.
We want to show you the classes of roses so that if you have a spot in your home garden, you say, oh, well, that would grow in that small spot that I have.
You can hear the soothing sounds of water flowing in the reflecting pool and birds singing in the tall pines that shade part of the landscape. It's the perfect place for a quiet stroll that relaxes you as it stimulates your senses.
What is it about the rose that makes it the perfect flower gift?
The fragrance that you get when you smell a rose, and that's everybody's first reaction, right? When you get a rose, you put your nose in it to smell it.
The Rose Society is currently involved in preserving and cultivating ramblers, roses that have long branches that can climb poles, fences, and even cover houses. A nursery is filled with young ramblers in an effort to grow interest in the crawling rose bushes. You can explore on the easy-to-walk trail, or find a shady spot to sit and enjoy the quiet beauty of this garden.
We can help you find the right roses for your place, wherever that place is, anywhere in the United States. We will show you how. That's why we exist, is to help you grow better roses.
The American Rose Center is a hidden gem with a national following, a place where the colors and the scent of thousands of roses fill the peaceful landscape.
And next on the good side, the comfort of a bedtime story, even when mom or dad is thousands of miles from home.
It's really happy and it makes me feel good. It just relaxes me and it feels better.
Connection and core memories created with the help of a program for military families. You're watching The Good Side. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back to The Good Side. As a kid, there's something special about getting one-on-one time with mom or dad, and it can be as simple as reading a book together. But when a parent is deployed, that distance can be hard to bridge. Page by page, United Through Reading brings military families together, even when they're thousands of miles apart.
Hey guys, today I'm going to be reading you guys a book.
Military Acquisitions Officer Dave Bergman didn't want to let a couple of thousand miles and a few time zones stop him from connecting with his kids.
What's the hardest part about being deployed?
The potential to lose those connections that mean so much to you.
Monster trouble.
So, while deployed to Afghanistan, he picked up a book and started reading to his son Grant. Not over FaceTime, he's recording it through a nonprofit called United Through Reading.
It's just a way to kind of insert yourself or be part of that routine. Just be as silly as you want and then kind of make memories with your kids.
Is he a good reader?
He's one of the best readers on earth to me.
Side note track for the auditors.
United Through Reading has been around for 36 years. The organization says they've helped close to 4 million military family members strengthen the bond between parent and child.
She got that monster.
Here's how it works. The military parent uses an app. They can read a physical book or one of the pre-loaded ebooks. When done, they upload the file to the cloud. Back home, the family gets an email. A special read-along is waiting for them. United Through Reading is funded through donations. They have books that are appropriate for all ages. There are hundreds of studies that boast about the benefits of reading for children. It expands their vocabulary, stimulates their imagination, and it can connect them to different worlds.
When your dad is deployed or maybe he's away working, do you miss him?
I miss him a lot. It doesn't feel right when he's not there.
And when you have him read to you through this United Through Reading, you get to watch him.
Yeah.
What's that like?
It's really happy and it makes me feel good. It just relaxes me and it feels better.
It's like he's there with you.
Yeah.
When you see your children watching their dad read with them, what does that feel like for you?
You miss him. You miss those sweet moments that, that it's treasured time, and you really realize how valuable that time is when they are home.
A lot of work on any of those deployments for any spouse to kind of keep the household together. Tools like United Through Reading and through other things that you could kind of connect and give your spouse a break. Like, hey, why don't you read? Or hey, can you record like 5 of these things?
I can't wait to get home to see you. I know it's going to be a long time. Okay, goodbye.
Keeping story time alive no matter the mission.
I don't know what that word is.
Where?
Grab here?
Where?
The world is a big place. To understand it, you have to ask questions, and you need the right person to answer them. A father in Georgia is doing just that with a children's book he wrote for his young son. The Good Side's Joshua Skinner explains how his family inspired this heartwarming work in more ways than one.
It's a Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, go!
But Eric Cooper is spending it at home with his 2-year-old son, Mason.
Kick it hard.
A lot of dads sort of get a bad rap for not spending time with their children.
That's why Eric, a corporate trainer by day, spent time with his son creating a children's book on the subject, titled Daddy, What's That Sound?
He's always asking, what's that noise? What's that noise?
So he stepped into the world of a child.
We're talking buzzing bees, we're talking barking dogs, everyday sounds, because everyday sounds are really extraordinary and we tend to forget that as adults. He's calling a doggy? That's right.
He also stepped into the world of animation.
And me, I think I'm better looking than this, but ultimately it worked out pretty well.
But it was tragedy that got the writing process underway.
I lost my brother earlier this year, unexpectedly.
The death of his brother, Henry, an avid musician, started the process that led to this.
What is that?
It's bee buzzes.
Is it bee buzz?
Eric knows that life is fleeting. Work is what we do, but rarely who we are.
I want him to know that his dad loves him. I want him to know that it was important for me as his father to spend time with him one-on-one.
And maybe the sound that adults hear won't be the flying plane or the buzzing bee, but the call to be present. An artifact from a father to a son and to anyone else who hopes to keep living long after they're gone.
Then came one last sound.
Mwah! Just beautiful. Well, up next on The Good Side, for some shelter pets, it can take a few tries to click with the right family.
He's been adopted and returned twice, so he's been in and out.
And I figured, you know, everything or everybody deserves a shot.
For Ferb, it looks like the third time's the charm. The way he landed his forever family is proof of his plucky personality. You're watching The Good Side. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Good Side. Right now, there are millions of pets in animal shelters looking for a good home. Senior pets often get overlooked, but give one of them a chance, or two, and the payoff could be unconditional love from a grateful forever friend. Now that's the case for Ferb. This guy here, he has loads of personality, but he couldn't quite click with the right family. He was adopted and returned twice to an animal shelter in Missouri. Turns out Ferb loves sirens, so the caring crew at 5 Acres Animal Shelter brought him to visit a local firehouse once a week, just as a fun break from the shelter.
We come back and he's wagging his tail, panting, excited to see you, gives you a big old hug and a kiss.
Oh, Ferb. Well, as you can see, Ferb fits right in there at that firehouse. They celebrated his birthday, they gave him his own comfy bed, but now Ferb has a new bed in his new home. But it's not at the fire station. The Good Side's Steve Harris shows us how Ferb finally found his family.
10-year-old Ferb has had it rough.
He had been adopted and returned a few times, so he's been in 5 Acres system since 2021.
Seemed no one wanted to fetch Ferb for good.
So we've got a special guest in the studio today.
But Ferb is famous. He's been on TV.
He's been our Pet of the Week here on Channel 4 twice already.
In our studio.
He's just happy to be around people.
And a story about his visit to a firehouse. A lot of people saw that, including a couple from House Springs who'd been wanting a dog, Jerry and Vicky Moriarty. And that is where Ferb's story continues.
My grandson was here at the time, he's 22, and he said, you guys should go get him.
And then I looked him up online and said how good a dog he was.
He looked like a good dog, and I loved his name.
And I figured, you know, everything or everybody deserves a shot.
We'll go out in a minute, okay?
And now Ferb finally found his forever home.
Oh, he's unbelievable.
He's just a really good dog. He's very affectionate.
He's everything you'd want.
Vicky and Jerry love Ferb, and Ferb loves the attention and his grub.
He's very food-oriented. He wants his treats, he wants his food.
I feel like I've heard that somewhere before.
The kitchen's his favorite place in the firehouse.
Everyone wants a happy ending to their story.
He's finally getting the home he deserves. It's the best.
And now, Ferb has his.
Why wouldn't you want him? You know, that's all.
Ferb, you have an invitation to come here anytime. That's it for us. I hope you smiled this half hour. The Good Side, real stories that inspire, uplift, and remind us that even in those tough times, there's always another side, the good side. See you back here next week, and have a great day.